Welcome to ModCast, an official podcast of Apolyton Civilization Site.
Wouter Snijders,
Kenneth, Ferland,
Tony Kiehl,
Oscar, Velzi,
with guest co-host
James Nicholls. Welcome to ModCast Episode 8, an official production of the Apolyton Civilization Site. Today, we are joined with Oscar, Elhoim, Velzi,
Ave listeners, the mother salute you,
Wouter, Locutus, Snijders,
good evening,
and me, Tony, GarretSidzaka, Kiehl. Now with, what do we have today? 100% less Ken, but we have a special guest co-host, James Knickknacks93 Nicholls.
Yes.
Yes. So, greetings. A bunch of interesting topics today. All kinds of stuff. We even have a few things that didn't go in last week that are going in now.
Ooh.
Cool.
We have someone who is from where? Where the heck are you from?
That's a nice way of asking.
Yeah. Thanks for scaring away the guest, Tony.
I think we scared him now.
Running.
Okay, in the news we talk about an interview Stardock's Brad Wardell gave to GFW Radio, another podcast, and he talked about a whole ton of different things, and we talked about what he talked about.
Today in the artist Sketchpad, we talk about the Mesoamerican Explorer and the Native American Explorer by Knickknacks93, Tuscaloosa by Johnny Smith, Akbar by Ekmek and Amra, and the Venetian Republic saved by Ekmek.
Okay, and today in the Code Corner, we look at the new map maker by Swiss. Allows copy-pasting of map areas and some other cool interactions. It's JavaScript for external to the game. And we also look at the new Vicinity Bonus SDK-based mod by Skype. Allows a construction of a building with a particular resource in the city radius.
Here's what's been making the news in the Civ community.
And I believe we have in the news Brad Wardell interview.
Yeah.
That's what we are going to talk about a little bit. And Wouter, I believe you submitted this news item, so maybe you should let us know what it is.
Well, Brad Wardell gave an interview to GFW Radio, which is a very popular podcast for PC gaming, and he talked about a whole load of topics, all sorts of things. Maybe we should just go through some of the most interesting things he said.
Yeah, I like the first thing he said, and I think that one's worth it. Is PC gaming dead? Come on.
Well, it's a very hotly debated topic in sort of the games industry right now. A lot of people, especially at GDC, started wondering about this. I think Brad is one of the more sensible people in this discussion. Because he said, no, it's not that. It's just evolving the old model of a multi-million-dollar advance and then a very long development cycle followed by a buggy release and a patch and then an expansion pack and then you move on to the next game. That doesn't work anymore. Games have just become way too expensive, and the hardware at which most developers are aiming is just far too high-end. Most users don't have that kind of hardware. Yeah, you're saying that model needs to change, but PC gaming itself is healthy. And the sales numbers aren't actually falling. It's just that the expectations that developers and mostly publishers have, it's just way too high these days. Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks they have the next WoW or the next Sims. And that's just, not very realistic.
Well, I think that there's a big problem with the way the corporations manage their money. The gaming corporations, I'm not going to name any names, but they make it so that the idea of an independent or low-budget game can't be fun, or that it won't even be released under their name. They have to have a big development studio that has its own office building that they have to pay for,
Yeah, I agree there. They're all focused on what Brad Wardell himself points out. They're focused on maximizing their revenue, not so much their profit. Stardock is a really sensible system of making small games that cost less than $1 million to make and that still sell a couple of 100,000 copies at, $30-40 a piece. You made a decent profit that way. And that's, not what EA and the like are interested in for the most part.
Well, isn't Brad Wardell with Stardock?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to add it with those names of companies I was, not naming, because Stardock releases independent games through its online sales and even on shelves with those games you said, $30, $40 low-budget games, which I've purchased. I have a couple on my shelf.
Yeah, that might be actually good to point out for people who don't know. Brad Wardell is the CEO and of Stardock, and he's sort of the creative genius behind Galactic Civilizations. That's why we're talking about this. Sort of a relevant game for Civ fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and talked about some different editors for Galactic Civilization 2.
Yeah.
For the new expansion
There's a new
pack.
expansion pack coming out, Twilight of the Arnar, and he talked a little bit about that, not a whole lot, but he said there's a custom race feature in GalCiv. You can design your own races. If you've played the game, you no doubt know what I'm talking about. And with this new expansion pack, one of the big features is that every Civ will get its own unique tech tree. I'm pretty sure we've talked about that before on ModCast, but that might have been in a pilot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a pilot.
Okay. So people haven't heard us talk about that, but that's it's a really cool concept, and we're all pretty impressed by that.
What's interesting that he said that it will have something like 7 different editors, so you can make your own future expansions if you want.
Awesome.
They will be very, very polished, so you can go nuts with it. You can design your new races, units, everything.
They're making the same move that Soren Johnson did when he started Civ 4. He said it's going to be a platform for modding.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, this is the last expansion pack for GalCiv 2. This is really the end of the line. So GalCiv of Stardock is really throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at it. And
Well, I'm buying it, especially if it comes with one of the expansions I missed between it. I missed one of the GalCiv expansions, I think. I like it when they put all the other things you need to run a full game at the last expansion, like a gold edition or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was also reading here, and Brad Wardell, this goes straight out to you. It says a fantasy strategy game that's yet unannounced that he's talking about. All right. I have a lot of ideas for a game like this, so if you need a peon or a prole to give you ideas, I'll give you my email, Brad Wardell, because I really want to make a fantasy strategy game that, just like you, has the awesome zoom feature. What he's saying is to have a strategy game that you can zoom all the way in to the map and you're on your character, but if you zoom all the way out, it's a giant civilization screen. So, yeah. Enslave me, please, Brad Wardell.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting game, and it's very much under long-term planning. I think he said it's not supposed to come out until 2010. But yeah, it should be pretty interesting. It's supposed to be sort of a sort of in the spirit of Master of Magic, sort of a remake of that, although he doesn't have the license, so it's not going to be called that. What did he say about that? Well, what sounded really cool to me is they have a completely 3D engine, of course. At the beginning of the game, you can choose to either be good or be bad, and you live in sort of a almost empty world at the start that has been destroyed by some catastrophe. And if you choose to be good, then the game will, everything will become green and there will be plants growing and everything will be nice and colorful. But if you choose to be evil, the world will look like Mordor and there will be evil and darkness and all that sort of stuff everywhere. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. It's got a spell book that reminds me of Heroes of Might and Magic, but it's got a graphics screen with up-close cutscenes. It's got strategy battles, and it's even got a Civ map. It looks just like Civ with coastlines and cities. Yeah, I bow before this game and the might it will bring to the community.
Where are you seeing
Just type
those screenshots?
Type Master of Magic into Wikipedia, the online encyclopedia.
And that's an old game, though. That's not the remake he's going to make.
Oh, yeah, well, this is the old game, but I see where he's coming from, and it goes right along with what I want to do with such an idea, with the strategy that goes into action or role-playing.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting type of game. I mean, fantasy was never my sort of thing. But what he plans to do with it definitely sounds very interesting. I might have to go check it out eventually.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. And what else does he talk about here?
How do you call it? Distribution system.
Yeah.
Called Impulse.
Is that what Stardock uses right now, Impulse?
No, not net.
No, it's a new one.
that's sort of the upcoming system that they're working on right now. A new distribution system that's supposed to compete with Steam. It should roll out, I believe, by the end of this month. Yeah, it's called Impulse, and it's sort of really fairly revolutionary. It's sort of, like I said, like Steam. You can download your games online. You don't have to... I don't know where I was going with that, but
maybe you don't have to actually get out of your. You don't have to get out of your chair.
Yeah, that's for one thing.
One thing I think is that it will be less draconic than Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying if you hate Steam, now you can try this. So go show your support and give them your money.
It will only pretty much have almost no DRM. There's, I think, a one-time activation, and other than that, you can install it on as many systems as you want. You can don't need a CD or anything like that.
Make backup copies.
Yep.
Smooth.
It's all yours. You can do with it what you want. And it's like Steam. It's an integrated application. It's not just like a direct-to-drive or TotalGaming.net, what Stardock has right now. It'll have achievements. It'll have friend lists. It'll have matchmaking. All those sort of extra features that really make Steam and Xbox Live and that sort of thing that make those things what they are. And Impulse will be competing with that.
Matchmaking. Wow. I better not type my name into that, or I might get matched with you, Wouter.
Well, maybe I can find a girl there.
No, you'll probably get matched with Ken, but he won't show up for his date. All right. James, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you alive?
Mm-hmm.
We want you to play with us now.
I really don't know anything about what you've been talking about, so I sort of sat back.
Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff. That was a huge-ass news topic.
If you have any news tips, please email them to news@apolyton.net or send a private message to Dan Q, Grandpa Toll, me, that is Locutus, or one of our other news editors.
Artist Sketchpad, where we discuss graphics and artwork from the Civ modding community.
Artist Sketchpad. Artist Sketchpad.
Da-da-da-da.
Artist Sketchpad. Yeah, let's have a jingle.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We have a guest today whose artwork is going to be featured first. James, don't be afraid.
Oh. What?
Mesoamerican Explorer.
That's one with the hat, right? Yeah, well, basically it's just making the head in Blender and then just re-rigging a body to a different set of bones using Rabbit White's tutorial. That's about it, really. That's all there is to it. Just a bit of reskinning.
That headdress he's wearing, you said you made that and then added it to a head of a character?
Yeah, I did all that in Blender. Just exported the whole thing.
Wow, that's really good. I mean, you did a good job skinning. You got a little one up on me because I'm not that good of a modeler.
I'm not really that good as a skinner.
Well, you skinned it good too, but
You'll see it's a bit uneven around the edges.
oh, that's okay. I think the if there's any problems with this one, the next one will alleviate that.
I have got another one in the works, so...
It needs some modeling in the legs, I think.
Yeah, he's got really big calves and knees.
Yeah.
He must work out.
Massive knees.
Either that or he has very bad arthritis. Now, this one over here, you mentioned to me earlier that the Native American Explorer was your favorite.
Well, it's not my favourite of the whole pack, really.
Well, what's your favorite of the whole pack?
Actually, I think the Arabian one.
Yeah.
I like that one more, actually.
I like the German one.
The German one was
Yeah.
cool. I do like the Native American one the most myself.
Let's run with that.
It's like Pocahontas, you know. She's wearing her little deerskin outfit and she's going off into the wilderness to explore. You know,
That's true.
Wouter? What's your favorite one?
Knickknacks Explorer pack he's been working on. Well, I don't know really because I cannot get my browser page to open.
That was a pretty good imitation.
Okay.
No, we were asking you what was your favorite of Knickknacks Explorers we covered last week and this week.
I don't know. The possum is sort of hard to beat.
The possum was awesome. It was an awesome possum.
I actually imported the wolf model into Blender and then messed around with the geometry.
And you turned a wolf into a hat? We weren't sure what it was. We thought it might have been a wolf or a raccoon or... Now Wouter, I think, has correctly identified it as a possum.
It still has the wolf's head. So...
Yeah, but they're all pretty good-looking leaderheads. Or leaderheads. Pretty good-looking explorers. I like all of them, to be fair.
Thanks.
Although, to be fair, the Mesoamerican one is probably my least favorite. But all of the other ones are pretty damn good.
Yeah, I really do need to work on the Lincoln one.
Yeah.
When did you start doing units? I remember you had done work with some other mods, and just recently you started doing artwork. When did all this start?
Let's see the date on the first one. 29th.
Oh, fairly recently.
Yeah, basically. Within the last few weeks.
So that's as exemplary then if you've only been doing it for a few weeks.
It's the first time I've actually got working in game. But yeah, I didn't really give it much of a go until recently.
I was looking at the Mesoamerican Explorer, and I think it needs some transparent textures in the headdress.
Yeah, but that becomes difficult if you're on a unit because sometimes transparencies will come through in the skin as team color, not transparency.
I think the head has transparency, not team color. I'll go and check.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I've also noticed something when unit making, that if you use something transparent and it's not somehow perfect, the transparency will be there, but it will make everything that's behind it disappear. Like, if he went to scratch the back of his head, his hand would disappear when you should be seeing it through the transparency. That probably didn't make any sense at all.
No, it did. When you're talking about, you're having the same... A similar problem in our game with transparent textures, but
Age of Decadence.
That solid, yeah, that's right. That solid stuff gets in front of the transparent textures.
Oh,
we're having the problem with trees and things like that. But well,
yeah, transparencies.
Game development problems.
Yeah, they're no fun. What's your next artwork we're going to be doing? Like in a week or so, like. Do you have any graphics you're working on right now?
Well, I made a model of the London Eye, and Moopu's texturing it, so that might be
really? Yeah, you should also take a hand at texturing. It's fun and rewarding.
Yeah,
it's difficult, though, but...
I agree.
And you learn it by yourself. You don't have to go to, like, texturing school. You just learn a program. I use GIMP.
Yeah.
Oscar, you use what? Photoshop?
Yeah.
2 choices.
Well, GIMP is free, so no decision really.
Yeah, there's a few programs, but yeah. You have to, when you do texturing for video games, you have to have plugins. Alright.
Well, it depends. All our textures are, how do you say it in English? The standard format, the JPGs?
Yeah,
well,
JPEG.
Cool. That's something I never spoken. I always seen it in English, but how do I say it? Like for example, in an email with, for example, Oscar 3005.
At
How at Gmail? Yeah. Never knew how it was called. Anyway. I digress.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's okay.
All the time. Since we don't have my head. I'm not very well today. I had a party last night.
When did you not have a party last night?
Okay.
Yeah, Oscar, you're always out at the club. I know you, little raver.
No, salsa dancer.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Well, since we don't have Ken, we have to talk about other off-topic stuff.
Yeah, Ken usually
Make funny jokes.
Ken usually goes off on some interesting tangent, sometimes about robots or various things that Ken comes up with.
We are doing our best
Yeah.
to replace him, but I don't think we are good enough.
All right. We're going to take you off the spot. And I believe that you, James, sent me a link for Tuscaloosa,
Yeah, that's right.
a new
Yep.
leaderhead. Well, what do we have here? Tell us about this one you picked out.
Alright, well, Johnny actually works on the WOC, like me, and he's doing graphics as well.
Oh.
So, yeah, he did a really great job, actually.
Yeah, I think this one's really awesome. It looks like a cross between Shaka Zulu and Huayana Capac, perhaps, or Montezuma, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's definitely based on Shaka.
But he's got some facial spikes, and he's got all the Incan gold jewelry, and he's got an interesting hat. I don't even know where that hat is from. It might be a model.
Oh, it's his hair.
Oh, that's his hair? Oh.
Yeah, I guess it must be.
Okay, the texture work on the hair. That'd be the only thing I'd have anything bad to say. I really like this one.
It's good.
It is a pretty cool looking unit, although it's kind of odd that because it's based on... Yeah, sorry. Sorry,
Your head,
I
Wouter.
don't know what's
Your head, Wouter.
gotten into me tonight. But it's kind of odd because it's based on Shaka. He really looks like an African guy, and it's supposed to be Native American. Really, he has the big nose and the big lips and all that. But it is a very, very cool looking unit. I mean, unit. Leaderhead.
Wrong again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hair is weird, but
A strange hair, but
Yeah.
yeah. He used a lot of hair.
I think that what it would have helped is to have done a little bit more mesh editing on the face, like you said, Wouter, and also to work on the skin tone a little bit. Now, I don't know what's going on with the hat, but it might be perhaps he took his headdress or something and warped it into that. I'm just not sure.
Seems like a Dragon Ball character with the spiky hair.
Yeah, but this guy
He's going to transform. Now you make it blonde and with
Goku.
blue eyes.
Oh, great.
His skin, his body skin is a little
Yeah,
weird.
it's a bit blotchy.
Like, in the face is too smooth, and in the body is like, I don't know. I don't have a good adjective for it.
It looks like the skin has some spots where it has a seam, which I think that comes from removing things off of the original. You have to be very careful when you remove something and leave an exposed seam, because Firaxis would cheat and lay things over seams and stuff, you know?
Yeah, he seems like he took a sunbath with some things on him. Some spots are dark and some is light, especially on the nipples.
Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Like,
I like the nipples. They're impressive, I think. You have nice nipples, Tuscaloosa.
and we have the title for our episode.
That was just... Wait. You have nice nipples, Tuscaloosa?
Well, even without the Tuscaloosa, but yeah, something like that.
Alright,
you have nice nipples. That's a good one.
I think the gay meter went to the red zone, so I'm gonna have to bring it down a notch.
It's a family show, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Since when?
And if you see in the topic, Johnny has inspired Draken to make a leaderhead. He's working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's working on him, but mayhap
Oh, yeah.
we'll have a new leaderhead in a couple
Oh.
of weeks.
Okay.
Oh, a new version. Yeah, that's
Another
cool.
one of.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, he did what we were talking about. He messed with the face. Yeah, we'll see a good one come out too.
Yeah, that looks pretty interesting.
Looks different.
Yeah, it looks more Native American in that version. Smaller nose and
Yeah.
smaller lips and all that.
Yeah, he wants to make a Wouter or Crazy Horse.
Yeah, that will make a lot more sense because it's Native American. So
Well, Good luck, Mordragon. Keep it up. Perhaps when the show is out, he already made it better.
Probably, yeah, true. That's what you get with the 2 week processing time that we have.
That's because we are very inefficient, right?
No, that's because Tony's lazy.
Oh, come on, I'm just an alcoholic.
We're incompetent, that's why.
The next leaderhead I wanted to talk about is going to be great for the Star Wars mod. It's a trap! Akbar!
What?
Admiral Akbar?
You do realize that was a very big and brilliant general.
Obscure joke.
Only one of the most famous leaders of India ever.
Oh, wait a sec. We don't mean Star Wars Akbar?
No, we mean Akbar the Great.
Oh.
Arguably the greatest leader India ever had.
Oh, sorry.
And a lot of Indians on our forums have complained that he should have been the leaderhead instead of Gandhi or Osaka. So.
Well, if you look at this one, it's really awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Ekmek is getting very good at this leaderhead stuff.
Remember that Amra worked on it on the texture.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even said by Ekmek and Amra. Yeah, there were several versions, and understood correctly, Amra made the texture for it. A pretty cool looking texture. If you see the second page, for example, he's using the blue and yellow sport jacket of the Ethiopia leaderhead. I don't remember the name.
Zara Jacob.
Yeah, that one. Then
really?
came Amra and he say, "Hey, Emek, look, I did a reskin. It's an awesome reskin."
Oh, and he went right off the picture of Akbar from historical mosaic or painting, and he took the little, I guess those are little lotuses or perhaps some kind of flower, and he put them off that jacket onto the other jacket and then matched the trim. And very nice, very cool.
Yeah, that's really good.
And he definitely has a very older Indian style to him. Like, he's wearing almost a Sikh turban, and his complexion is very dark, and he's got a big old stash. I think he looks very Indian, even more so than even Ashoka, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's very...
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, the only thing maybe it's a little off is the mustache, but...
the tips of the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little odd. And he seems to have bright blue eyes or something. That's not really Indian either.
Oh yeah. They look kind of green. They look
green. It's a weird color a little bit, but it's definitely not Indian. They should be black or very dark anyway.
Yeah, well, the picture looks dark or hazel, and I don't know. Yeah, there's a weird color eyes. What's that background, I wonder? That's kind of cool, what's in the background.
I believe the red forts, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know what it looks like by heart, but it looks red, and it looks like it might be a fort, so...
Yeah.
Now you made me curious about the eye colors of our Akbar.
You know what? I have the most trouble in the world to find out historical figures' eye colors for leaderheads. Like, I'll go want someone from World War II. What eye color was King Michael of Hungary or something,
Good luck with that.
If they're alive, up till the point where we have color photographs is my best hope. And this guy I don't think is.
No.
For some reason, great war generals weren't too interested on people like, oh, Akbar, General Akbar the Great, you have such beautiful green eyes. Oh, really? Put it down in the history books.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that reminded me, I was reading an interview with a vampire the other day, and that eye colors changed all the time in all the books. I don't know what eye colors he has. And Rice, decide. It's blue, green, gray, I don't know. He changes it all the time.
Can't say I ever noticed that.
But
curse you, Anne Rice!
No, but for those details, for the eye color, for example, I always check and say, okay, he has green eyes. And then she says, no, blue eyes. And then she says, gray eyes. Oh, well, make your mind.
Ugh, who knows?
You could do what Ekmek did and just give him no eyes.
No eyes?
Yeah, on the Venetian Civ, the leader is blind.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how he ended up with his eye missing.
Well, they're just exactly the same colour as the whites of his eye.
Yeah.
It's actually just in the sieve. Yeah, shall I send you the link?
All right, send me that link. Just send it in. Yo, there we go. Yonder chat room. Oh, that is cool.
Oh, creepy.
Isn't that creepy? It's another leader head by Ekmek, Enrico Dandolo of the Venetian Republic.
And why is he Russian?
Enrico Dandolo.
No, it's not Russian. That was just, no. Damn it.
No, Italian, it would be like Enrico Dandolo. Venetian Republic.
For me, Italy. Yeah.
Well, it's a whole sieve too. It's
Mafangolo. Okay.
He's even added 2 new traits that are unique to
it's a whole entire sieve. So it's not just a leader. He released this leader just with this sieve. And it's modular. And what's the unique unit?
The Venetian Trader.
Oh, it's a non-combatant. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
No exchange.
And it looks like he can do trade missions. Like a great person, perhaps? A great trader? Yeah. I don't know. That's really awesome.
It replaces the Explorer.
Yeah, that actually makes the Explorer somewhat useful, too. It looks like he just reboned the Great Merchant, got rid of the camel. He lost the camel. He can't carry so much gold.
Pretty cool looking San Marcos Palace. I presume that's a unique building or something. The big palace in the screenshot.
Except for the white grid.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I assume it's not finished or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
They always need someone to go outside the palace and sweep all that white tile. You must go sweep the tile again. It is dirty.
You're getting better.
Code Corner, where we discuss SDK and Python mods.
This one, in the Code Corner, we have a little tiny Code Corner because we have 100% less Ken, is a new map maker. Now, this should be a boon to any scenario or mod maker by, who is that? Sarisa? Sorry, how do you say that?
Sarisa.
And this is her, or his, one and only post was a release.
Yeah.
Yeah. First post release. Don't get that very often.
And I'm going to let her know, or him know. I for some reason, Sarisa sounds like a girl name to me.
Yeah. Like Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this person has lots of really cool and screenshots that make me very hopeful.
There's lots of screenshots. I saw only one. Maybe I need to... Let's see.
Oh, there's like 3.
Oh my god!
Oh, there's an in-game image.
Look who appeared. Yeah.
It's Ken.
Yeah, Ken, something is happening. We're recording the ModCast.
Yeah, let me go. All right. All right.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
So it's only 50% less Ken this week.
Okay, everyone hold that thought. I gotta go add Ken.
Always a surprise.
We made fun of you so much, Ken.
Okay, hey guys, here I am. Yeah, what was that?
Who knows? But we have a breaking news flash to all ModCast listeners. We now have Ken, late as usual.
Yeah, okay. I had to do the laundry.
No. Yeah.
Coating my fingers to the bone.
So,
yeah.
Ken, did you get your beauty sleep?
Okay.
He has to keep up his girlish figure.
Okay. Not mentioning your dwarfish figure.
I am not fat, I am big-boned, merely.
Russian again?
And here is what we are currently talking about in the chat window for you, Ken. And we are on the Code Corner. Isn't that strange? You always show up like
Okay,
around the Code Corner.
So we got new map script here.
Yeah.
Well, let me have a look at it first. Okay.
Doesn't it look cool?
It's written in Java. Okay, so this builds maps outside of the game, and then...
Yep.
Can it actually save a file?
Yeah, kind of like the other...
You were right, Tony. Sarisa is a girl. Yes, they exist. And they actually do make mods. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Amazing. Let's invite her.
Oh, okay, well, I'm done.
Hell yeah, Oscar, you ladies man.
I do think this copy-pasting areas of the map is going to be something that people really want. I've heard that requested a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing around with it right now. I have it opened in a different window. It's sort of an interesting tool. Although to be fair, it's way better than the World Builder. Only if you make maps in World Builder, you're basically crazy. I mean, why would anyone do that? The best way to make maps is to do it in Photoshop and use a BMP to BMP to WBS converter. I know.
Yeah, that's a popular file system that's been used.
Well, you know what? That's all great and dandy. But if a map editor has a good overlay system where it can overlay JPEGs, you can get good tracings. And after you do, even if you use the Python script to convert bitmap to WBS, you're still going to need an editor like this to fine-tune it exactly how it needs to be for the game. Because the World Builder editor, as you said, is just terrible for everything.
Exactly, and this is a nice editor. It's a big step up from the World Builder, but it's not as good as Photoshop. That's basically what you're competing with.
Well, not really, because that Python script has functions to add up to cities and specific resources and rivers to the map, but you have to do 3 layered photos, and you have to import them all at once, and you have to have the colors exactly right on the right color scale, because it doesn't use normal Photoshop color scaling. You have to change it to a lower bit rate for colors, and it's just a pain in the ass. I just like taking a satellite photo and getting the oceans just perfect with that, and then going into a program like this and making it look perfect.
Well, you're never going to get it perfect anyway. You always have to manually adjust it, and this does come in handy for some things. It's like I said, Photoshop gives you so much power. You can work with layers, you can work with all sorts of paint tools and all sorts of stuff. I mean, that's how I make my maps. And once you're done with that, because that's only the first step in the map making process, this would be a good process. The one thing this is really good for, I've already found, is rivers, because
I was about to ask you that, bro.
Yeah. That's one thing that map converter thing is really, really bad at.
So is the in-game editor is absolutely hideous at doing rivers.
It's not brilliant, but I can work with it. But this does a pretty nice job with rivers. And it's sort of, I mean, like I said, it's a nice tool. If you're not used to working with Photoshop or anything like that, you'll probably find this a big step up from Photoshop, from a World Builder tool. But it's no replacement for Photoshop. I would still use Photoshop, maybe then import it into this and fine-tune it a little bit, and then go into the World Builder and maybe fine-tune it a little bit more. It's definitely a useful tool. But I wouldn't use it as my primary tool.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you guys are all such experts on map making, what did you need me for this segment for?
Well, you think it's a nice coded program?
I know a little bit of Java. That's about the only thing I know about this. I have no idea. I haven't even run it yet.
Well, I've been running it the entire time that we've been recording, so it seems stable enough.
Has it crashed once? Then it beats out all the other map editors right now. And there's just some things that these kind of editors, I think, have over the Python script. But what can I say? A lot of my recent maps have used the script too, you know?
Yeah, I've helped code that script, and it definitely has huge flaws. But this is sort of a nice intermediary step. Like I said, I wouldn't use it as my primary tool, but it has its uses. It should also be noted this is like version 0.002, so it's probably gonna get some major improvements over time.
Yeah. But it's already stable, which is impressive.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's. I mean, if you can do any kind of Java coding, it's not that impossibly hard to make this sort of stuff. But yeah,
come back, Sarisa, and update. Yeah, it's her first post.
It's only the first post. Yeah. So this is a brand new person to our community. I definitely hope they continue working on it.
I wonder if she's at another website or if she just like...
Yeah, she said in the opening post that she was making maps for other games, 2D games, and this is sort of an extension of that map editor, apparently. And Tony, you might appreciate that her first name is actually Pamela.
This call is being recorded. Okay, I don't think the listeners got that joke, but that's okay.
Yeah.
No, that's just a joke for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reader's note, we lost connectivity with James Nicholls, so we're going to move on with the vicinity bonus by Skype.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I think you're supposed to pronounce it Shoop, actually. Shoop, yes, something like that. He posted an MP3, but...
Soup? Okay. Okay.
He actually posted an MP3 with his name for us, but then he removed it again before I could download it.
Skype.
But according to his own description, it should be something like Shoop.
Shoot.
Shoop. Shoop.
Shoop, there it is. Yeah. Shoop, there it is. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, isn't this he's re-implemented something from Civilization 3, hasn't he?
Is that from Civ 3?
Requiring a bonus within the city radius in order to construct something in the city?
No.
I heard someone request this and say it was in Civ 3, though I don't remember it being there.
Call an iron.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to be reminded of Civ 3.
I think so. I think it was like Ironworks needed a coal within the vicinity.
Well, yeah, I don't think it was a common requirement in Civilization 3, but I do remember hearing that it was in Civ 3.
Yeah, that's something like that.
So it's been requested by Callimachus? Yeah, yes. I pronounce his name Callimachus. So, Sketchpad has implemented this in SDK. So, let's see. It's got a prerequisite bonus, or vicinity bonus prerequisite requirement, which you can give any bonus to. Yeah. And you can have multiple bonuses. Yeah. So you can have, like, say, he's got granary here. You could have that require wheat, rice, and corn all in the vicinity of a city, which, of course, would be ridiculous.
In the XML.
To require all three of those in the same city.
Well, I think it's an or type thing, and you need one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's or. Either or.
Cow, sheep, or pigs. It requires meat, damn it, meat.
And same with the settler. The settler needs a food, a herding food source, some kind of food they can take with them on their settling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a mod component. It's something other people can build in their own mod. You just give them some examples here, of course. And then, that would be very balanced.
But the problem is, if you start the game and your one city you build has none of those in it, you're basically screwed.
Well, even not for total conversions, for historical purposes and scenarios, all sorts of things where it might be useful. It's an interesting concept.
But I think this has a lot of niches that people who make total conversions can add new dynamics.
Skip.
I think he needs to post that MP3 again, and this time not delete it before we can download it.
How to pronounce my username?
Yeah, so
signature.
Good work. Skype. Skype.
If I want to call his names, I don't need to know how to pronounce his real name. I'll just call him a...
What a total mother...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I said...
Now, what was that? Did you say...
Well, I'm counting in your editing skill to actually insert beep here. Call us if you have any feedback. In North America, the number is 301-637-7659. That's 301-637-POLY. In Europe, it's a UK number 44121-288-7659. That's 44121-288-POLY. You can Skype us at the PolyCast or email at polycast@apolyton.net.
The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about.
For more information on ModCast, our sibling show PolyCast, or about PolyCast in general, log on to the series' official website at polycast.apolyton.net.
We have a serious problem. Well, it's not serious, and it's not a problem, but James, we scared you. We're sorry. We're really sorry. We did not mean to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, definitely sounded like that.
I think he's from Britain, but don't quote me. I think that was his time zone. Apparently, the internets has refused to allow him to finish the show with us. So, we'll have you back on.
That or he just got tired of us.
That could be it too. I mean, if he has a lick of sense, he would have, stopped talking to us right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Rather than have his name sullied by the ModCast. No, but seriously, we're sorry, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Why are you talking to him? He's not here right now.
Eventually.
He's going to listen to this podcast.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Because we're almost done. Actually, I'm about to say bye-bye. And so,
Yeah, I think
You
so.
mean people listen to this?
theoretically.
Okay.
All right. Well, in which case, great show. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Today, we have been joined with Oscar, Elhoim, Velzi.
Goodbye.
Now added Kenneth, Impaler WRG, Ferland.
Belatedly bye.
Wouter, Locutus, Snijders, as usual.
Good night.
And me, Tony, GarretSidzaka, Kiehl, as well as now 100% less James Nicholls, who was on the show before. Say goodnight, Wouter.
Good night, Wouter.
Record date.
April 13th, 2008.
Sound clips copyright Civilization 4 and the Warlords and Beyond the Sword expansion packs. Copyright 2008 Apolyton Civilization Site at apolyton.net.